earn your living as a trader? Of course it is. But I will tell you that very few people who try to do that actually succeed. The statistics are truly horrible, to be honest with you. It's 92% failure rate. But guys, look, in virtually anything, there's a high failure rate, especially if the activity calls for the individual to gain some degree of control and discipline over themselves. How many people are truly disciplined? All right. So trading is one of those activities that requires that you master yourself first before there is any chance of you mastering the market. This and that alone will make this activity have a high failure rate because most people don't ever do what they know they should do. You see, the problem is not in the knowledge. The problem is in the doing. Knowing what to do is no guarantee that you do it. And so because this activity requires discipline in that way, it will always have a high failure rate. You know, it's not working on an assembly line and putting a cap on a bottle. And here there's the next bottle, and I put a cap on the bottle. And then the next bottle, I put a cap on the bottle. Like, that can be done mindlessly. But trading is psychological in nature. And so because of that, it's going to have a high failure rate, right? So the number is 92%. Anything worthwhile is going to have a high failure rate, right? Anything that, if you're successful at it and it's amazing for anyone who's successful, it's going to have a high failure rate, all right? You want a great restaurant? Restaurants have high failure rates. Business in general has a high failure rate. I want you to go into this with your eyes open, and I don't want you thinking that it's easy. It's not. It's simple, but it's not easy. And I want you to understand that the odds are against you. That's right. And this disappoints so many people. And I don't really get it because I want it to be hard. I wanted this to be hard. When it was explained to me that the vast majority of people cannot trade well, I was like, well, where do I sign up? I mean, I didn't want an activity where everyone and their grandmother can do it. Like, what's so special about that? Like, if trading was something that everyone from a little kid all the way to people 95 years old in a wheelchair can do very well, like, then is that even worth pursuing? No, I want this to be hard. I want the failure rate to be high. That's the only reason I can raise my hand and say I'm one of the few. I wanted this to be difficult. I wanted this to be a challenge. I wanted to be the 8%. That's what drove me. That's what made this activity so special, because the vast majority of people can't do it. And if you can become one of those, you're in a very, very special club. I say it shouldn't disappoint you that this has a high failure rate. It should motivate you. It should make you do your absolute best to become the 8%. One of the 8%ers. Hey, Oliver, I'm working, Freddie's saying, I'm working a 9-to-5 job, and I don't have time to trade because the market closes by the time I leave work. Any tips on how to improve my trading with this work schedule I currently have? Why don't you trade Forex? Now, I believe that Forex, you have to go to bigger time frames when you trade Forex, like, you know, the hourly chart, or I wouldn't trade lower than the 30-minute chart, maybe the 15. But at any rate, perhaps maybe that's an answer for you. There's My Trading Sim. It's run by two friends of mine, belongs to two friends of mine. We've been friends for a long time. But they have a really nice product for practicing. It's called My Trading Sim. This will allow you to actually trade what has happened in the past without you knowing what's next. You can also, and various other platforms have this too, but you can speed up a morning. So let's say, for instance, you want to trade the market from last Wednesday. You want to trade the first 30 minutes. Well, you can speed that first 30 minutes of market play up to happen in 6 minutes, you know? And so a lot of my traders who are trying to get good at trading the open, they will trade 6 or 7 or 8 opens before the market opens itself, right? Real fast, get themselves in the mood. It's a great thing. You should try that. But I would consider maybe trading a market that is open during the times that you're available. And also I would consider a platform like My Trading Sim to start getting your skills sharp. How do I know when in my development it's time for me to focus on narrowing down on what I'm good at to trade for profits rather than trade for practice and just to gain experience? It's important to understand that the first goal is to get experience. You need a tremendous number of trades under your belt. This is very important. Your success is on the other side of experience. So if you feel that you have reached a place where you have a very solid base of experience, you can start to narrow down things that will, in a way, maybe make you more accurate, but also will limit the experience building. But if you've already done that, then the limiting of your experience for quality is okay. You just have to be careful, because if you're not done accumulating this experience, you should be going the other way, in a sense. So just be careful with that, because remember, guys, in order to become experienced, you need a lot of losing trades and a lot of winning trades. You need them both. You can't become experienced with just winning trades. And I know all of you are after that. It's crazy. Like, everyone wants to win only, but you will never be a master if you don't have the other side. You've got to experience every possible way to lose thousands of times. You have to become so intimate with every possible mistake that can be made that you stop making it because you're so familiar with it. It is what you become familiar with becomes easier to conquer. But trying to keep it at bay keeps you fearful of it, scared of it. But you've got to go through it. You've got to go through loss. You can't go around it. You got to go through it. And at a certain point, it's all behind you. Do you understand what I'm saying? Just make sure that you can do this narrowing down, but just make sure that you do not do that at the expense of doing a lot of trading, all right? Because that's what the vast majority of you guys need right now. You need to be able to trade a lot without the fear of losing. You need to trade knowing that loss is necessary right now for me. And it changes the mental attitude. You do know what the law of practice promises. It is impossible to not get better at something you keep doing the right way over and over and over again. That's the law of practice. It's impossible. That should be motivating. That should be encouraging. You just have to know what the right way is. But once you know the right way to do something, and you keep doing it the right way to the best of your ability over and over again, even if the results are bad at first, you can't not get better. It's impossible. It's freaking impossible. But you've just got to keep going, traders. You got to keep going.